Welcome to Kanerika's podcast, The Digital Shift.
It's great to be here.
Today is Friday, January 30th, 2026. And, if you just take a second to look at the tech landscape right now, it feels like a completely different world than just a few years ago.
Oh, completely. The speed of change is, it's not just fast anymore. It feels structural.
It really does. We're not just getting new versions of old software. The whole architecture of how business runs is, well, it's being rewritten.
Exactly. And for me, nothing signals that shift more than the news from earlier this month. The Microsoft acquisition of Osmos.
It was a huge deal. For anyone who might have missed it, Osmos is an agentic AI platform.
Right. And we should really pause on that term, agentic AI, because the implications are massive. This isn't just, a chatbot that writes an email for you.
No.
This is software that can actually plan, reason, and execute complex tasks. That acquisition is a huge signal that the days of manually coding every single data pipeline, well, those days are numbered.
It really feels like we're finally getting to that sci-fi vision where AI does the heavy lifting, and there's always a but, right?
Voice.
Even with these agents on the horizon, most companies I talk to are still stuck on a very old problem. The fragmented stack.
The classic headache. The Frankenstack.
You know exactly what I mean. One tool for ingestion, another for storage, a third for analytics, and, a fourth to make the charts look good.
It's like building a house where the plumber and the electrician are using completely different blueprints.
Exactly. So that's our mission for today. We're going to dive deep into Microsoft Fabric. But we're not just listing features. We're looking at the top 5 use cases for 2026 that really prove we're moving toward what you could call unified intelligence.
And that's the key word, unified. Because in 2026, if your data isn't unified, your AI is basically running blind. You can't have an intelligent agent working with a fragmented memory.
So let's unpack it. Before we get into the specific use cases, and we've got some great ones, we need to look under the hood. What's actually powering Fabric? It's not just Power BI with a database attached, right?
No, it's way more integrated. Think of it like a single engine room. It takes 5 disciplines that used to be on separate islands and puts them all under one roof.
Okay, so lay them out for us. What are the core components?
So first, you have the entry point, data integration, that's powered by Data Factory. In the past, this was all custom code.
And if an API changed, your whole weekend was gone.
Exactly. Now you have hundreds of pre-built connectors, SaaS apps, databases, you name it. It's low code. You just plug it in and the data flows.
Okay, that saves a lot of headaches.
Yeah.
So the data's in, now what?
Now you process it. That's engineering in real time. You've got Spark for the heavy lifting, the big batch jobs. But then you have the speed demon, KQL.
KQL, Custo Query Language. It always sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It sounds intense, but it's built for speed. If you have millions of events streaming in from sensors or logs, KQL just eats it up. Super low latency.
So we get the heavy lifters and the speed demons. What about the data scientists?
That's the data science component. Integrated notebooks, and crucially, it uses MLflow to track everything. So you don't end up with, model final v3 for real.py on someone's laptop.
I've seen that file. And for the SQL folks?
They get the data warehouse. It runs on Synapse SQL, so if you know T-SQL, you're immediately comfortable. No need to learn a whole new language.
And finally, the part everyone sees, Power BI.
The visualization layer. But there's a key detail here that changes everything. It's called Direct Lake mode.
Direct Lake. Okay, I hear this term all the time.
Yeah.
Why is it such a big deal?
Because traditionally, to make a report fast, you had to import a copy of the data into Power BI.
Right. So you have the original and then a copy.
Exactly. With Direct Lake, Power BI queries the data directly where it lives without making a copy and without losing performance.
So no copies.
No copies. And that brings us to the biggest aha moment in all of Fabric, OneLake.
The OneDrive for data.
That's the perfect analogy. Before, you had silos. A data lake for marketing, a data warehouse for finance. OneLake creates a single logical storage layer for the whole organization.
So whether I'm using Spark or SQL,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the exact same file.
The exact same file. You don't move the data, you just use it. And that one simple concept is what makes all these use cases possible.
Okay, let's get into those, because the theory is great, but I want to see how this actually fixes real business problems. Let's start with use case number 1, breaking down data silos.
The classic single version of the truth problem.
Oh, I know this meeting. Sales comes in saying revenue is up 10%, finance says it's flat.
And they both have spreadsheets to prove they're right, and you spend the whole meeting just arguing about the data itself.
Such a waste of time.
Oh.
So let's take the retail example. A company has store ops, E-commerce, a warehouse system, and support data. 4 silos.
Right. And in the old world, getting a cross-department report was a massive IT project, or weeks of manual Excel work.
A total nightmare. So how does Fabric fix it?
Simple. Those pipelines we mentioned pull the data from all 4 sources into OneLake every day, automatically.
So all in one place.
Then the data warehouse component cleans it up, standardizes it. But because of OneLake, it's not another copy. It's just a layer on top.
And the impact is?
Power BI pulls from that single unified source. No more arguments. IT stops wasting time on fragile connections, and executives get the answers they need now.
I love that. No more spreadsheet wars. Okay, let's move to use case number 2, because accuracy is one thing, but speed is another. The need for speed.
Real-time dashboards. This is a huge shift. We're moving from asking what happened yesterday to what is happening right now.
The example here is an e-commerce flash sale. Just saying it gives me anxiety.
Right. Traffic spikes, things start to break. And if your report only refreshes once a day,
You're flying blind. If your checkout fails at 10 a.m., you don't find out until the next morning.
you've lost a ton of money and you have a social media crisis on your hands.
So what's the Fabric solution?
It uses event streams to capture click streams and logs in real time as they happen.
And that data goes straight into that KQL database you mentioned?
Correct. It processes it immediately. So the operations team has a dashboard showing what happened 5 seconds ago, not 24 hours ago.
So if checkout completion drops below, say, 85%,
An alert fires instantly. They see the problem and can fix it in minutes, not hours. It's the difference between a glitch and a catastrophe.
and what's interesting is this isn't just for, big tech anymore. In 2026, this is becoming standard operations.
It has to be.
Now, I want to pull back for a second here. We're talking about all these amazing capabilities, but going from a messy legacy system to this unified world, that's not easy.
No, it's not. It is complex work, and frankly, that is where we come in.
It's exactly. Speaking as employees here at Kanerika, this is the reality we see every day. Organizations are excited about Fabric, but they're sitting on decades of, Informatica, Tableau, old SSIS packages.
It can feel overwhelming. And a lot of people make the mistake of just trying to lift and shift the old mess into the cloud.
Which just creates an expensive cloud mess.
Precisely. At Kanerika, we see migration as a chance to simplify and modernize. We're a Microsoft Data and AI Solutions partner, and our teams hold the DP600 and DP700 certifications. We live and breathe this stuff.
And it's not just a manual process, is it?
No, that would take forever and be full of errors. We use automation to accelerate these migrations and, more importantly, to help companies re-architect their data to actually take advantage of OneLake, not just use it as a dumping ground.
It's about building for the future. Okay, let's jump back in. Use case number 3 is one of my favorites because I feel this pain as a consumer all the time. The customer 360 view.
Ah, yes, the "do you know who I am" problem.
Yes. So the scenario. A fashion retailer. I spend $2,000 in their physical store. I'm a good customer. Then my online order is late, so I call support. And the agent treats me like a total stranger.
Because the support system has no idea what you did in the store. To the agent, you're just another ticket number.
At the same time, marketing is probably sending me discount codes for things I would have bought anyway.
It's just so inefficient. The Fabric solution connects all of it, the point of sale data, the loyalty program, the web logs, all into OneLake. You create one unified customer ID.
So when I call support.
The agent's screen pops up with your entire history. They see you're a VIP.
And marketing.
They can target you based on your total value. The impact is a huge revenue lift because you stop annoying your best customers.
Feels so simple, but it's so powerful. All right, use case number 4. This one's for the finance teams. Financial reporting and compliance.
The dreaded month-end close.
The example is a manufacturing company, and it takes them 10 days to close the books. 10 days.
That is painfully common. Finance teams are just chasing spreadsheets from ERP, payroll, billing, just trying to consolidate everything.
And then the auditors show up.
And it becomes what I call spreadsheet archaeology, trying to trace a number back through 50 different Excel formulas. It's a nightmare.
So how does Fabric fix the dig site?
Automated pipelines that run every night. But the key is that the business logic, the accounting rules, lives in the data warehouse as code. It's not hidden in some fragile spreadsheet formula.
So it's transparent and version controlled.
Exactly. And the impact we see is dramatic. In this example, the closing time drops from 10 days down to 5.
It's a full week of work back for the finance team to actually analyze, not just compile.
And for auditors, you have a perfect automatic audit trail for every single number, right back to the source transaction in OneLake.
I could almost hear the sighs of relief from CFOs. Okay, last one, use case number 5. This is where we get into the future. Predictive analytics and machine learning.
This is all about closing the deployment gap.
Explain what you mean by that.
Well, data scientists often work in their own little world. They build these brilliant models in Python to predict things, like customer churn. But then the model just sits on their laptop.
Right. IT has no idea how to plug a Python script into a business dashboard.
Exactly. You have this amazing prediction that nobody in the business ever sees or acts on.
The scenario here is a subscription software company trying to predict churn.
Right. You want to know who's likely to cancel before they do, so you can intervene.
And with Fabric, the data scientists work in notebooks right on top of OneLake. They're using the same data as everyone else.
And when their model generates predictions, a churn risk score for each customer, it writes that score right back into OneLake.
So it just appears in the Power BI dashboard.
It just appears. The account manager opens their dashboard in the morning, sees a client flagged as high risk, and they pick up the phone.
It connects the data science directly to business action. No complex IT project needed.
That's the dream. It closes that gap.
So we've covered a lot. The tech, silos, speed, customers, finance, and predictions. When you zoom out, what does this all mean for 2026?
I think it boils down to 3 big trends. First, real-time is king. Stale data is no longer acceptable. Live AI-assisted insight is the new baseline.
If you're not real-time, you're already behind.
Second, unification. The era of the fragmented stack of buying 50 niche tools is ending. Unified platforms are just proving to be less complex and cheaper in the long run.
And the third trend.
Governance. In a world run by AI, you absolutely have to trust your data. Scalable, secure by default cloud solutions are essential.
And bringing it back to us at Kanerika, this is exactly the shift we're navigating with our clients every single day.
Absolutely. And it's not just a feeling. We track the impact of these projects, and the numbers are pretty compelling.
So that's good.
In logistics, we see an average of $1.2 million in annual cost savings. That's from operational efficiencies and just consolidating software licenses.
Wow, 1.2 million. That's significant.
For our fintech and health tech clients, we've helped them get their data products to market 50% faster.
And in those industries, speed is everything.
And in retail, with that customer 360 view we talked about, we see, on average, a 28% boost in customer retention.
That is a huge number. So if you're listening and thinking, my data is a mess, I need this, what's the first step?
Well, we actually offer an AI maturity assessment, which is a great starting point to see where the gaps are. And of course, if you're looking to migrate from, say, Tableau to Power BI or from an old system to Fabric, we can help fast track that whole process.
We'll make sure to put a link to the assessment in the show notes.
You know, before we wrap up, I just want to leave our listeners with one final thought. We started this whole conversation talking about that Osmos acquisition,
Right.
about agentic AI.
For the new workforce.
Exactly. We are entering a world where these AI agents will be doing real complex work for us. But if their brain, their data is locked up in a dozen different silos, they're going to fail. They won't have the context. So the question everyone needs to ask is, in an age of automated AI, can you really afford to keep your data in fragments?
A lot to think about there. Thanks for listening to The Digital Shift.